Hi, so I'm laying here next to this daylily, and as you can see, it has some spent buds right there. It's finished blooming, and I need to remove those buds in order to have the chance of more blooms. I need to remove some of those buds so that I can get more blooms, and in fact I already did see a little bud coming up, but it really helps the plant to remove the dead blooms so if you remove the stems of the blooms that have already finished blooming, it gives your plant the energy to produce more flowers rather than going to seed. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So this right here is a spent flower. It's actually a seed pod. And if you open it, see if I can open it. Inside is a seed. But we want to remove this so that we can get more flowers. So you're just going to follow the stem all the way down and cut it. Here are 3. If you can do it by hand, you can do that too. And the lower you go, the better, because that way you don't have a dead stem just kind of sticking up part way. Here's a dead dry stem. You can also just try to pull it out. Sometimes it comes up easily, like these. Oh, that one broke. There's another seed pod. And then daylilies tend to get like dry leaves like this often, or like this, so you can just pull them up. They easily come up. And down here you can see there are new leaves coming up. And somewhere in here I saw a bud. Oh, there's a snail. Snails love these. This is why you want to remove all the dead stuff, so they're not attracted to a daylily. Come on, little buddy. And there is a new flower coming up. So just keep doing that, removing dry stems or stems that have gone to seed. Oh, I think here we have some buds too. These are going to flower. You can see the difference. They're kind of similar, but not. Sometimes your daylily will get out of hand and large and fill up too much of your space, and I have no problem just grabbing the leaves. I don't know if this is like what professionals do or not, but this is what I do. I'll just pull out the leaves that are in the way of other plants and make room. Probably not a good long-term solution, but all the leaves come back. They're pretty durable. And now that plant has a little more space to grow. Sometimes you'll have a lot of dried up leaves in one spot, usually toward the bottom here. You can just grab a bunch of them at once and pull. They're very easy to remove. And if you just have tips that have browned, and you don't want to remove the whole leaf, you can just cut the tip. You can kind of cut it on a diagonal and it just blends in with all the other sharp tips. And you can just stay at the very tip, or you can go a little lower if there's more yellow like on this leaf. This browning of the leaves happens all throughout the year, so just to keep them tidy, it's good to come around and freshen things up throughout the growing season. And then at the end of the year, it dies back completely, at least in our area, which is a zone 6A, and then sprouts back in the spring. Okay, so I'm back at my house, and this is the daylily that Valen dug up to plant the hyssop.
Now we'll dig it out.
And it's blooming. I don't know by what right, because we haven't treated it very well. We just plopped it into this can. Is it gonna fit?
I'm gonna make it fit. Force it into a pot.
And left it. And there's the flower. I think it's just opening. It could be the end of the cycle. I can't really tell. It is the end of the day, so that's probably what it is. And then there are more buds here. And there's a new bud coming up right here, which is crazy. And then over here, I guess these are rhizomes. So it's a pretty strong plant. So you can see it has dead leaves, so those can just be pulled up. I'm pretty rough with these because they're so strong of a plant. You can see new either leaves or flowers coming up right there, which is pretty cool. So anyway, I might find a place for this daylily, probably over in that new area where I planted Valen planted the Jane magnolia, and I planted the hydrangea and the potentia. But you can see how unsightly it gets when the season progresses. Definitely not a huge fan, but I am a fan of the fact that they flower a lot, and that's the reason why they're used, I'm sure. But they're everywhere. So, kind of, I don't know. There are a lot of different colors too. The one that we have that we like is, I think it's called Fairy Tale Pink. And this one's just, I think, a Stella D'Oro. It was called Yellow. Here's an old stem, flower stem. Breaks off. And the old leaves, sometimes they come off just by pulling them, other times they won't. Looks good for our daylily. Those are just leaves. Here's a close-up of the seed pod from our Fairy Tale Pink daylily. The seeds are a lot bigger than the Stella D'Oro. They're like pomegranate size.